Hey everybody, Todd Mitchell here. Welcome back to Game Dev Breakdown. Tonight is our second weekly show, and during these second weekly shows, we'll be focused on podcasters, content creators, YouTubers, streamers, you name it, people on the playing side of gaming. I think that's good for us to stay in touch with. So, Matt Hill is a personal friend of mine, and we're kicking things off with him. He works on the OHCPlay channel on YouTube, and he's a very entertaining guy. So we have a lot of good stories together. We'll try to keep the inside jokes out of it, and I know you'll enjoy my chat with Matt. So here you go.
Good evening, fans. Tim Kitzrow here, the voice of NBA Jam, and you're listening to the Game Dev Breakdown Podcast, brought to you by CodeWritePlay.com. Whoa, boom shakalaka!
My mom gave birth in 1985. I was bluer than a Pac-Man ghost, barely alive. In the Cold War, my only blanket was Tetris. I played Rampart with Reagan, rampaged the world for breakfast. The laundromat was my sanctuary, that arcade was my church. I thought I was.
We've already lost too much good stuff conversationally. So basically, we'll just bullshit for an hour. I edit the hell out of this, so don't worry about a thing.
Cool.
And it's no lose unless I blue screen and we lose everything. Then it's lose.
Yes, all around losing.
All right, so you're working today, right?
Yes, sir.
Middle of a shift. I love this.
Yes.
Tell the nice people what you do.
I work for a local school district here in Belleville. I take care of basically anything that plugs in technology-wise. So if it plugs in, it's us. There's about 3.5 of us. Hopefully we're getting ready to add a fourth. And
Nice.
We have about 14 buildings, 240 teachers, and way too many kids to count.
Yeah, that's why when I was in high school and there was a problem, it was like, okay, no problem. We'll put in a ticket and they'll fix it never.
Yeah, I pretty well remember that the same. It's funny because the guy, I guess, that handled all the computers, at least for Sparta, where I'm from, he actually apparently knew my current boss at some point in time. But yeah, anytime, technology, what it was not what it was when I was growing up through school, like for us to get one smart board in the library, we were like balling pretty hard.
Yeah.
But now it's so big and present, at least where we are in Belleville. I don't know what Sparta looks like. I should go back and visit someday if there's a teacher I'd like to see.
Because I've been giving little talks to kids about game development and stuff like that every great once in a while, I go into these classrooms, they've all got all this badass stuff, and it makes me think about being a kid. I talked about this with John last season once, but I remember one time specifically, someone brought a smartboard in, let us play with it for a day, and then took it back.
Jeez, that's rude.
It's as close as we got to technology in the classroom.
Dreams crushed.
Yeah, so anyway, I'm glad to be grabbing you for an hour while you work.
Happy to do so.
So you run the OHCPlay channel on YouTube.
Correct.
That's something I helped start.
Yes, sir.
So since we're starting a weekly show for streamers and YouTubers and friends of the show and repeat guests and stuff, just a fun night, I couldn't think of anybody else I would rather have start this than yourself. Because we've had a lot of fun doing the YouTube stuff together. I wish I had more time to do it.
I think we all do, yeah.
Yeah, it's a ton of fun.
It's been nothing but a blast. Even when it was kind of just me, you, and Jimmy rolling there for a bit at the beginning, getting things up and rolling, and it was such an exciting time. YouTube did not have near as many restrictions that nobody still knows what they are. You just get banned left and right, or music dropped, or whatever the case may be. But they didn't have near as many restrictions at that time, and to get some subs and maybe make, not that anybody's looking to quit a job over this, but hey, if you made, I don't know, $100 here or something like that, that would have been so overkill and wonderful. But we never quite made it there before they started ditching all the yesteryear days of their way they did things. So, but yeah, it was great. Me, you, Jimmy doing all that. Eric joined us for a while there, even though we didn't have a cap system. He was still able to edit and take everybody's stuff, and good times all around for sure.
Yeah, basically we had a group of friends. We mostly operate out of a Facebook group, and we coordinate nights to play games and stuff. And I think it's a thing that most people wish they had. It's really awesome to have that group of people who, if somebody's on, you can play. The consoles themselves are trying to emulate this with Xbox groups and stuff. It's just great to know that hey, maybe somebody out of this, 20 people will be playing this thing this night, and I can go jump on with somebody. But So to add a YouTube channel to that was awesome. And it's a good point. Like, we did it at a different time when YouTube, like, it was a little easier to succeed on YouTube.
Oh, absolutely.
Several of us had done a little bit on YouTube prior to that. And so we thought, you know, at the time you could get on, start a Google AdSense account, put ads on whatever you wanted. And with very few restrictions, like you said, you could, you know, make some pocket change at least.
Yeah, at the very least, you could, hey, let's all go out to like a dinner and just have fun or something. You know, let's go hit up the Pizza Hut buffet and do whatever we got to do.
And now it's like you need, what, 10,000 subs to even qualify for AdSense?
I'm sure it's changed. The last I saw was it was months ago, but it was like you had to have, don't roast me in the comments, everybody. I think it was like 1,000 subs. And you had to have like 10,000 concurrent watch minutes a month or something ridiculous like that. That was the big killer, because people can fake subs all day long. But that 10,000 concurrent minutes is like, whoa.
Yeah, that's sort of a big deal. So, like, now we've just got this YouTube channel. We know it's not going to... you know, it could get to that point where we qualified for something at some point, but I don't even know what we would do at that point. It's just mostly a labor of love, and we have fun. And I've noticed that a lot of the subs that do exist for the channel, they're pretty active. Like, they watch the videos and comment on stuff, and it's cool. It
is true. We had a good, I'd say a good handful, probably a good 3 to 6 people regularly that we could interact with on Twitter every now and then. If you wanted, you could probably send them an invite and play whatever they were playing, maybe collaborate on something if you chose to do so. We hadn't really taken that opportunity yet. We were still... It was hard enough for all of us to get on one time a week to meet each other's schedules and play, but the opportunity was for sure there, and it probably still is.
Yeah, I would say so. There's room to expand on things and whatever, but so the content of OHCPlay is basically just whatever we're playing and feel like putting up.
Yeah, it's basically the way I treat it now, and I mean, I've always encouraged everybody to do this almost to my own detriment at sometimes, but like, hey, it's not, you don't need, it could be very helpful, but you don't need like to drop, I don't know, $1,500 to $2,000 on a PC now to record things. You can literally go buy something simple, Elgato, what have you, and you can be off and running if you have some type of basic computer and Elgato for what, I don't know. You can even use your probably laptop mic or something if you needed to for, I don't know, a couple, $200, $300. That seems semi-reasonable. Yes, that is still a lot of money, but not what it used to be.
Right. And to sort of diverge for a moment, but this is one reason that I thought this would be a good idea to have a night, like a second weekly show where I talk to content creators, because this is something that crosses over into game development for sure, because people are responsible for capturing some of their own footage to get the word out about their stuff, running their own YouTube channels, their own social media channels. The crossover is actually huge. And that's something I noticed while I was helping you guys get rolling and trying to make content for the YouTube channel. I thought, this is all the exact same stuff I'm doing when I'm promoting a game.
Yeah, for sure.
Something I thought about Xbox was, it occurred to me at one point, like, you can upload a video clip to YouTube, so it could be configured that you would just capture stuff on the fly on Xbox. They've upped their capture limit to like something crazy, like 15 minutes or something.
Oh, that's good.
So if you say you wanted to capture a whole game of Rocket League, you could do that. You could trim it right there on the console, and I don't know, you might not have all the same quality of if you're doing it on a PC, but you could put stuff up directly from the Xbox, and you could run a whole channel that way if you wanted to.
Absolutely, you could. I mean, even if it was just your, hey, I mean, that's what we do basically with YouTube channel now. What it's kind of grown into is now we treat it as like or I encourage everybody to treat it just, hey, this is going to be a library of whatever ridiculous shenanigans or fights we get into online, or cool plays, or just, you know, whatever you want it to be, something cool you found in a map. You were uploading there for a while. Like, it was one of the Forzas. You got inside of the train with that camera. You were chasing that around. You had a Mad Max thing, something with water that was hilarious.
Oh, my God. I hope that's still up, because I'm going to put that in the show notes.
They were so good. I mean, just little like oddities like that. People eat that stuff up. They usually get better views than if you're doing what you think something fancy or something good for whoever uploaded it, just like a online library of that. But yeah, it's grown into that. I'm content with it. I'm at peace with it. I'm getting ready to have a kid, so that's what it's going to have to be for now anyway. So
yeah, right. And an extra special shout out to you, because your wife is with child.
Yes, she
kind
is.
of like when you're getting on a plane and they give you the shit about like an extra special good morning to those of us with our frequent flyer card. It's like, oh, fuck me. Okay, I get it.
Well, while we're at extra specials, I do wish you a happy birthday, good sir.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. When we set this up for today, I thought, like, I think that's my birthday and I don't care either way. I for sure, like, it's a Tuesday for one thing.
Yep.
So we're not exactly out, on the golf course or partying at the VFW hall, or I don't know what people do on their birthdays.
The VFW, man, I've had some classy experiences there.
I don't know if I even want to talk about this. My bachelor party was at the VFW hall in Collinsville.
Really?
And it was and my wife was there. She was in on the whole thing. It was actually one of the most fun nights of my life. It was super cool.
It always, so you never, in my experience, you never intend on going to the VFW, but somehow you always end up at the VFW.
That's exactly right. So
yeah.
That worked out and we had fun. And to get certain drinks, we had to go out of the meeting area and into the bar area. And people were kind of like it was such a tight-knit group in there. When anyone entered the room, it was like, who the hell is this?
Who is this? We don't serve your kind here.
And so somebody who worked there was like, oh, they're cool. This is this guy's bachelor party. And then they were like buying me shots and stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
They destroyed me that night, those old people. And it was a great time. So
yeah, VFW. That could be a whole podcast in itself. Good grief.
That's our extra special shout-outs segment. I didn't know how this was going to go, because when you and I start talking, I usually can't stop laughing.
It's laughing, and then like you start talking about one thing, and the next thing you know, we're either back in the past or like talking about random ideas or you never know.
Yeah, these show notes will be a nightmare.
Oh yeah.
So that's fine though.
Yeah.
Speaking of Rocket League, let's just start jumping around. Why can't we get along with anybody on Rocket League? It's such a mundane game.
We don't. Okay, so I was thinking about this a little bit earlier. This thought crosses my mind from time to time anyway. But so anytime we play, we have a great Xbox Live party system. We can come in there and you don't have to listen to the people blaring music over their headset or listening to their child upset about something or talking to 10 different people or answering a phone call. Like the list goes on and on. So it's nice. You get in your little party. You get to talk to your guys. You don't get all the extra. And then the end. Back in the day, man, like Halo 2, though, like that was, in my opinion, the original Xbox Live. They stole the whole, you had your own separate friends list in the game, who was on, your own little clans, your groups, whatever you were doing. But like you could get out there and you would like talk to people and like meet people, and it was semi-civil. Yeah. Forget about that now. I don't even want to know what an open lobby sounds like anymore.
I wouldn't use the word aggressive. It was like ambitious. I mean, they were here to play and they were here to do well. So you can talk. Some of the old Call of Duty games were like this too, because I feel like at some point there was something going on where both teams could chat or something. It's been a long time now, but
you're thinking Call of Duty 4, there was a perk called Eavesdrop.
Yeah.
And if you were like playing Search and Destroy or something, you were close enough to the enemy team, you could actually like hear their comms, and that was supposed to be a good thing. Seldom did it ever pay off, but it was a thing.
They figured it out immediately, because you'd get, within 10 feet of somebody and they're screaming things at you, which is funny. It hasn't entirely been solved, because I put this on the list, but like we would play Call of Duty like a year ago, and we would be capturing footage for the YouTube, and we would have people come find us on YouTube and argue with us about stuff that happened. Like I can't remember the train map on the last Call of Duty, but I would get up on that train and snipe off everybody in the map, and people would come find us. I think it was like to make sure we weren't putting it on YouTube, but we did put it on YouTube, and they would
absolutely
lose their freaking minds. Like one guy came to argue with me for someone else. He's like, my buddy was in that round, and he was so mad because you were slow scoping or whatever, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, listen, man,
I remember you made a WW2 video on this. That's right, I remember.
Yeah, like, okay, but you should probably beat me first, and then come argue with me if we're going to talk about one method of play over another. But that's a big discussion right now in gaming, is like toxic communities. And I look at a lot of the stuff that people complain about now, I'm not excusing any level of this really, but like we dealt with so much worse
Oh my gosh.
than the things that people are seeing and going like, this is completely unacceptable. And I'm stopping and thinking like, is it? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm just used to the worst of the worst. I mean, I decided to play online and that's what you expect. And
Yeah.
if you look at Xbox's own guidelines on this to this day, this was just a news story not too long ago. They put up guidelines for what was like acceptable trash talk. And it was it was more than I expected. It was like
I'd be interested in that one. I'd have to read that.
I'm making more editing work for myself, but I'm going to take a moment and pull this up so we can talk about
Absolutely. Let's hear this.
Xbox trash talk guidelines. It comes up
This
in
ought
the
to be
suggested
good.
terms.
This ought to be good.
Microsoft, this is a Business Insider article. I just talked to somebody at Business Insider. This is an article that says Microsoft created guidelines for what's acceptable Xbox trash talk, and the suggestions are hilarious. It's hilarious to me this exists.
I mean, oh my gosh. Acceptable trash talk. Like, is that because, I don't know if we want to dive into all the sensitivities everybody claims to have nowadays about words and privileges, etc. But like, you can disagree with somebody, and that can be you can be a Democrat or a Republican and still talk to somebody. You know what I mean? You don't have to be so silly and my way is the only way, or get on the highway, friend. It's silly.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I just found it.
This is good. I'm ready.
It says know the difference between trash talk and harassment. So it's like they're literally saying go right up to the edge of harassment and then please stop.
Only send 3 messages instead of 5 is what it's saying.
A little trash talk is expected. Oh, it's an expected part of competitive multiplayer, blah, blah, blah. And it's got examples. Acceptable trash talk includes get destroyed. Can't believe you thought you were on my level. That was some serious potato aim. Get wrecked.
Potato aim?
Potato aim.
I need the Urban Dictionary potato aim.
Yeah, it's probably something worse than they even realized. Only reason you went positive was you spent all game camping. Try again, kid. I would be fucking mad if somebody said that to me.
Oh, this ought to be good.
Just for fun, for the channel, I suggest we do this. I suggest we get online and record and start saying these lines to people and see if it doesn't jump off immediately.
I'm totally in. We need to make a list. I'll review it, and then when next time we're in.
It's got examples of going too far also. One of them...
Gosh. The potato aim, this is hilarious, and we can tell everybody why. I looked it up on Urban Dictionary. Potato aim. The act of firing or aiming very horribly and almost too suckish to describe. Usually applies to FPS games like, wait for it, Rainbow Six Siege.
Please tell your Rainbow Six story.
Okay, so I don't know, what game was it? Was it had to be like a Halo maybe. It was Halo, Rocket League, Overwatch. One of the things I played.
I think it was Overwatch, you said.
It might have been. So we were just, it was probably casual. It wasn't even ranked because to get 6 people on and actually enjoy yourself is impossible. But to get people on and do that was a thing. So I was on just probably playing casual, probably learning a character. Could have been playing an old favorite. Who knows? But we won. And then a kid says me a message, says, "You're trash, bro. 1v1 in Rainbow Six." I was like, but we're playing Overwatch right now. I don't see how this applies to me, sir. So, like, come play the thing that he's greatest at, and he'll beat me. It's like, well, then go play that game and not this game.
Why are you here?
I don't know. It was so weird.
But that's something that I couldn't believe about Rocket League is like basically you mostly have the quick chat thing.
Yeah.
And people get obnoxious with that. I turned it off for a long time. This might be why it seemed especially ridiculous to me, because I was like, this is a distraction. I don't want to hear the thing constantly when they do stuff. And the minute I turned it back on, we got in like 5-6 fights with people over the direct messages. We had one 3 versus 3 where we had 3 of our guys, and I mean there was just no one was even playing by the end. It was just they were just typing ridiculous stuff to each other. It
was lighthearted though. We didn't get like obviously offensive or anything like that. But somehow we still get accused of being like white supremacist or racist or something.
I hate this shit. That was the best part, was like you were typing the most random stuff you could think. Like, I can't even remember. They were sentences that didn't make sense, and they were hilarious, and like you were sending people's typos back to them and stuff. And the next thing I know, somebody was like, you're a racist asshole or something. And I was like, against cars? What? I don't know what the implication is.
We are racing cars playing soccer, friend. I did nothing.
This is car soccer, and you have no indication of like who you are, where you're from.
Right. There's no swastika toppers or logos on cars or anything. So, like, good grief.
Oh, man. So, sure enough, I played a couple of 1v1s this morning while my son was playing around, and we were just hanging out in the toy room together and having a nice time. I just had some birthday cookie cake. Nice. And I get on, and like 2 games in, somebody's like, you're garbage, you suck, and taking time to like type this with their controller. And I'm like, oh my God, where is the world headed?
You know, to say this, PC would have a huge advantage in the shit-talking game, because if they can just tap something and fire off a whole thing real quick, as opposed to us like picking with the joystick, like, for sure, match the race. There you go. Have at it.
Right. If PC has anything going for it, it would be the keyboard for trash talk.
It never ceases to fail. Every now and then you'll get into a decent little rocket match where somebody really worked and like really like outplayed your pants off, like juked you or whatever, score on you. Yeah, I'll send you like good shot for that. But then like anytime they barely squeak a goal past you and like it was a really good save, they just got a good bounce or whatever, they're like, oh, what a save, what a save, what a save. It's like, oh, okay.
Right. Calculated, easy, get good.
Yeah. He kept sending, I don't know, I was playing one earlier. He just FF. I don't know what FF is. Friends Forever? I don't know what that means. But like,
I literally
FF
don't know.
Over and over again, he was beating me that round. So like, I don't know if that's an insult of sorts. So if it is, good for you, guy. You got me. I don't know. But
FF. It's not Follow Friday.
Follow Friday, Friends Forever. I got nothing. That's all I knew. So FF. He's beaten. I got smacked. It was good. I had a couple good ones, and then it was like an 8-2 game, and I was like, all right, FF, sure, I'll look that up later.
I don't even recommend looking at that Urban Dictionary page. That's way too broad. So that's not for sensitive eyes.
Yeah, not safe for NSFW. There you go.
Let's talk about something that makes us look even worse.
Okay,
and that is the.
Happy to.
Back in 2012. Now, so this was like a year into, I think this was about a year after we started the Facebook group.
Right.
And we're playing games on multiple platforms and we're having all kinds of fun. And we start to notice that we're noticing some amazing screen names. Gamer tags on the Xbox and tags on the PC. So we started a list. And the list is now 53 names long.
And it could be bigger by like another at least 40, no joke.
Yeah, we have people like bring stuff up that doesn't get added all the time. But so this list is older than my child. It's lived through multiple presidential administrations now. Boy. And we have 53 awesome names, and I think it's time we went public with just a few.
Okay, let's bring them out.
So for many years we've been tracking.
You said presidential elections for a moment, and surprisingly, no matter how you feel about it, I don't know that any of them have been like current sitting presidents. They've been like back in the day presidents.
That's true. Yeah, people will understand this because we have several. There are actually 3 different. I'm looking at them now. I picked out. My idea was I was going to pick out 10 of my favorite names from the list, and after 9, I realized I did not want to add one more that I was willing to repeat on.
Yeah, we don't need that to come back and get you somewhere. It'll be a Borderlands fiasco all over.
I realized if it was like half and half, that would be okay. But considering we're only comfortable speaking about 20% of these, it may say more about us than the people with the names. Because they came up with one. And we've got a list of over 50.
Oh, man, it's great. And how they would... I mean, kudos for some of them, because some of them are like... All right, so for example, Slabraham Lincoln. Clever.
It was one of the first ones we ever wrote down. I love that so much. It's clever. It's not offensive in any way. It's just awesome.
If memory serves correctly, this next one, Woodrow Kilson, I believe they were both in the same lobby with us on the opposite team. So like they had some little clever meeting when they made their names, and it was probably Call of Duty at the time. But yeah, that's clever.
That may have been why we decided to create the list, because that may have been the night.
Yeah, and then, I mean, the list goes on, and then you find some that are absolutely not clever in any way, shape, or form. So, like, it's Reptar's son. If memory serves, what? Reptar, that's Rugrats, yes?
Reptar is the green cartoon dinosaur from Rugrats.
Yes.
And when I saw it, I couldn't stop laughing. I was delighted. We hadn't really had this resurgence of, like, old Nickelodeon popularity stuff because people hadn't reached the age where they were like, you know, something I used to love. But for me, Rugrats never went away. Just always cracked me up.
Yeah.
So Reptar popping up in Call of Duty was awesome.
Yeah, well, you had your little Rugrats mentioned the other night in a game, too. I don't even remember what happened, but it was Philip and Lillian. And you said it, and then Jay lost his bananas all over the place. It was hilarious.
That's how deep I am into this. Something came up, and there was a Lillian, and somebody's like, Lillian? I can't believe this person's name is Lillian. And I'm like, where's Philip? Philip and Lillian. And Jay lost it. We lost Jay. He was AFK for a minute.
He's so hit and miss with some of the things that make him go, too. Like, sometimes it used to be... No, he used to make the elephant noise, and it would get you every time.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Animal noises are a good one for me. I am an adult man with a child and a family and a job, and I get the giggles.
I don't see a problem.
And the only thing is it basically incapacitates me.
I love it. I wouldn't change a thing about it.
Something that made me giggle a lot was another name on this list. My cat is trash.
My cat is trash. Oh, what do we... Centaur Midwife?
That was a new one. Centaur Midwife, I noticed in Rocket League just a couple of weeks ago.
It was random for sure. Go ahead.
That same night, we saw the next one, Ravioli Smurf.
Ravioli Smurf.
I was just like, why? What's the story behind... I want to reach out to every one of these people. Not like Abraham Lincoln, like, that's clever, but, like, there's probably no story. But, like, what was going on? How high were you when you named yourself Ravioli Smurf?
Ravioli Smurf. So, yeah, you would have to have something like that going on, or it has to, like, is there an inside joke? Because even the name makes me think that, like, it would be the worst inside joke of life. Has to be between you and your cat that is trash, because nobody else thinks it's funny.
Right. Just like, what happened here?
I guess we could go one more notable presidential name. We have Twerk for JFK.
Twerk for JFK. like it's like an awareness campaign.
I kind of, if we could track all of them down, I feel like they all should like join some game battles team and go fight people online, because they might have a chance if they get the other team laughing hard enough.
I picture this like there's a 5K or something, like we're raising awareness for like, I don't know.
Oh my
elderly
goodness.
Arthritis. And Twerk for JFK, everybody. So we can find a cure.
So I think we had the conversation yesteryear whenever we decided to make this list. It's like one of them things where back in the day, like 07-ish, when you created your gamer tag, your Xbox Live gamer tag, you wanted something. Like there's always a story for everybody, and it means something to whoever, but like you wanted something that was like new and different, but also like, I don't know, aggressive or like snide, or I don't just something that was like really, people would look at that and be like, oh man, he's got a good name, he's probably good, you know, in your 16-year-old head or whatever you're thinking at the time. But then people, I swear, I would put money on it that the random generated Xbox tags they give you, people just leave them now. They don't care. They don't know that they can change them.
Yeah, I sort of forgot about that. I think that probably leaves us with some of the things that we get. Yahoo used to have a password generator that did this same thing. It would just ram words together. I remember some of the old passwords because those weird word combinations are so memorable. So yeah, I think that's maybe where some of these come from. And if that's the case, bring it on. I love it.
I'm game. Let's go.
Everyone should be required to use one.
You should have to, like, there should be if you ever join the OHC clan, your probationary period is to use the Xbox Live gamer tag that is randomly generated. There you go.
That'll be your claim. We'll generate 3 for you, and we'll vote on one, and you can run with that.
The OHC clan tryouts. Everybody wanted to join if they only knew.
I miss those days. I miss the days where people were talking about clan tryouts.
Oh my gosh. Message to all friends.
Offering up Microsoft points and stuff like that.
Oh, it was the good old days before
esports.
Yeah, before esports, before like people knew what that was, and it was more, I don't know if I'd call it a household name. I guess if you're a child, I'm sure it is. Everybody knows what Fortnite is. We call it the F word at school because nobody wants to talk about it.
Oh, I mean, this stuff is all encompassing now. It's absolutely household. I mean,
I think it's great.
My kid is 4.5, and I'm sure he's run into kids who know what Fortnite is.
I'm sure of it. Okay, so I can tag along to that one. So we were at a dinner for somebody's birthday on my wife's side, and the cousin of hers had a lady friend who had 2 kids, and one of them was probably like 8-ish, and the other one could not have been more than like 3. Seems like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair, he was a little developmentally delayed as well, but whatever, no big deal.
Sure.
But they were getting a little unruly. I mean, we were there for 2 hours. Good for them that they could behave that long.
Oh, God, yeah.
That's a long time. So a little unruly closer to the end, and he really liked Mickey Mouse and Fortnite. And the guy we were with was like, hey, what'd we say? You got to be good. Otherwise, no more Fortnite. I was like, 3-year-olds playing Fortnite?
Whoa.
Like, are you kidding? That seems just like asking for trouble.
That's a new one, yeah.
I'm an advocate for like kids having some screen time within reason. I always did everything growing up within reason. Everything good, rated. But like 3? I don't know.
3. That's incredible.
4 at the most, but like even so, like Fortnite?
He's playing Fortnite?
Apparently.
It's not like you can watch me play like my son will watch me play Rocket League because he likes cars and stuff like that. So a little bit we'll do that, but playing like
okay, so I know
it can't be good, right?
Well, it can't. I wouldn't think it. Like it would be very short for him every time because you drop in. Maybe dropping in's his favorite part. I don't know. You're flying through the air. Maybe you would like a flight simulator better. I don't know, but still
is right.
I know they made, unless it's like some weird mobile edition, because I know they tried PUBG for mobile. I don't know if Fortnite went mobile. I don't know.
It did eventually, yeah.
Maybe there's a...
I think it might only be on Android. Maybe that's what it is.
Oh, I try to stay away from it.
Now I know people are going insane because they know the answers to these questions. I just don't happen to be into mobile Fortnite, and I don't care.
I've done my... I've always wanted to... All the Battle Royales look good, man, but like I have yet... I played 1 round of like the Fortnite beta, and like there was nothing. It was just like, go, figure it out. There was no like press this button or like little pop-ups or nothing. It was like, go, figure it out. And I was like, okay, no, never mind. We're good.
Yeah.
Enjoy basketball, soccer, and all your favorite sports like never before at BetMGM. Sign up using bonus code CAPITAL and your first wager is risk-free up to $1,000. Plus, when you register with BetMGM, you'll get instant access to a variety of parlay selection features, live betting options, player props, and daily boosted odds specials. Download the BetMGM app today or go to BetMGM.com and enter bonus code CAPITAL and place your first wager risk-free up to $1,000. Now you're winning with the king of sportsbooks. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 21 years of age or older to wager. Washington, D.C. only. New customer offer. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable free bets or site credit. Free bets expire 7 days from issuance. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
That's part of why this is this stuff comes up, and I'm glad to be doing stuff that's a little more gamer connected, if not gamer focused, because there's a lot of stuff on the development side right now. If you're into like the game dev hashtag on Twitter and stuff that goes out to that community, Apex Legends, their developer Respawn, who did Titanfall. They're in super hot water, and so is EA to some degree, because a lot of these developers will get into like Reddit chats and stuff like this. And obviously players are going to have issues with games. And that creates tension, but every once in a while you get a developer who has decided they had enough, and usually, I mean, they're right to do so. They're right to be frustrated because you've got this dude in his mom's basement who doesn't work, and he spends all of his time yelling at developers of games and stuff. And I'm not really sorry to make that sort of characterization because these people are not reasonable people. But they go after these developers on Reddit, and sometimes these people will fire back. And now you've got somebody who's a full-time professional software developer or writer or stuff. We talked about the ArenaNet thing with Guild Wars last season. But you'll get somebody who goes, I don't care anymore. I'm going after this guy, and they get vicious. And I mean, like, they say very crude things. The Respawn example wasn't actually too bad, but they did say something like, man, I don't really want to misquote since we're bringing this up. Let me pull this up.
There was one I saw going through the news yesterday on Facebook. There was a developer that went back and forth with somebody, and they like let him have it. And it appeared that the internet was even agreeing with said developer. And I was like, well, good for the internet today.
Right. And that's one cool thing about there being a very big game development community. And it includes like indies and enthusiasts and then people who are actual industry, like AAA developers and stuff. But you will get a lot of support on stuff like, you know, I actually had to sort of play devil's advocate a little bit and say, guys, I've been in software a long time, and no matter what kind of software developer you are, you will have childish, terrible customers, terrible clients, bad stakeholders. They will call you names, they'll threaten lawsuits, they'll show up at your office screaming. It is a hard line of work, but if you want to survive in it, you can't really get away with this.
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't think a developer at Respawn shouldn't yell at somebody on Reddit, but like that guy's already probably underpaid for what he's doing.
Sure, I'm sure of it.
He's got a lot of career years ahead of him. He may not always want to work in games.
Right.
And it's going to be a hard transition when people outside the game industry start getting wise to what's going on in this, and they start looking up names to see like who went on a rampage, because we can't have that because we work in finance and our boss is BOA.
Right.
And if you go after them, like we're all screwed, you know, something like that.
It's not conducive for them in the long run for sure, but nobody wants to have a conversation. Everybody just wants to yell. So by the time developers put all their hard work and underpaid effort into things, they're like, this is my baby. Screw you guys. I'm going to war with you right now. And rightly so. I would feel the same way.
Yeah, it's, you know, I've got a little temper on me, but
I mean, I think we all have our moments for sure, or like whatever's going on that day or whatever's been, you know, just, yeah, absolutely.
I was telling people on Twitter, you know, before you come at me and go, well, you don't know what it's like. I was working for a company called Network Solutions, who is one of the leading domain registrars. They do search engine optimization, website design. They do a ton of stuff. And I worked for them a long time ago, not going back. Don't mind talking about it. But I was working there when they did some super, super unpopular stuff. And then some good stuff that made people very mad anyway. Like they shut down Hezbollah's website.
Jeez.
This was like back before 2010, closer to like 2008, something like that. And that set a large portion of people off, and they basically threatened, we're coming after you guys now. And I was not working at the corporate office, but there was a time when they sent out a huge memo to everybody going like, nobody's coming in or out. We're shutting off the elevator. Like, we're concerned that something is going to happen today. Like, that's how bad things got at that time.
Wow.
Yeah. And in the meantime, so like, I didn't have to deal with something that close to that because I was like half the country away from the corporate office. But at that time, I was working directly for small business owners and some that were not so small. Like there was a very famous NFL coach who had gone into the restaurant business. That's probably already saying too much. I don't really care. We didn't really directly work together, but I worked for people that ran his businesses. I got in like hot water with them one time. One of the clients one of my coworkers had was somebody who was very well known for their regular Oprah appearances. These kind of people are very hard to work for. I'm just telling you, like, anything like to the stars, if you're like a search engine optimization developer to the stars, it's a bad job. It's just, you think it's cool, like, oh, I get to use my skills and talk to these famous people and stuff. You don't really want to do that.
I would hate to be anybody involved with anything media, big time media related with your name on it nowadays, because we have, I think I'm going to steal this, I think, from Rogan and Friends. They call it cancel culture now. And it's
Right,
just
yeah.
everybody's out for your job, for your head. You say one thing, it's not good enough for, no matter how big or small it was, for an apology, a genuine apology or whatever. Like, nope, screw him. He needs to be in jail. He needs to lose his job. He needs to have his wife divorce him. Like, it's like, oh my gosh, like, calm down for 5 seconds. Everybody makes mistakes. Yes, some are bigger than others, but like nobody. I would say, oh, now this is stupid to do. Let's say 7 out of 10 of those offenses probably aren't like worth losing your job over.
Right. My whole point in bringing up a lot of this is that I've been around a while, and I've learned that everything that happens like this means it's time to have a discussion.
Yes.
Both in the moment, like you and a person have a misunderstanding, and if you're two reasonable people, and that's the magic element, usually one of you is just off the deep end and out of your mind.
Yeah.
If you've got two reasonable people who do have their own objectives, I've got business to do, you want business done, all we have to do is realign. We have to figure out, what needs to be changed. The problem with this is they're arguing over stuff that neither one of them has any control over. The developer is trying to basically smooth things over after decisions were made way above his head.
Right.
The players are mad because, they're not getting what they want, and maybe they have spent money on this game. There are like very good ways to spend money on Apex Legends, I'm told. I've never played the game. You're not going to get what you want, ultimately. The developer is probably not doing things the way they would if it was up to them. So you're kind of two people who just have to stick with their positions and can't back down.
So, side note, say games like Apex and Fortnite, because I both know they're free to play. How do those make money overall, and how do developers pay people? Is it microtransactions or what?
In the case of Fortnite, yeah, microtransactions are huge.
Okay.
And they've become so ubiquitous. Players use them as cultural status elements in real life. Kids in the classroom will make fun of each other because one person has this certain skin and one doesn't.
Right.
That's how crazy that's gotten.
All the NFL dances and all that, yeah.
Right. So microtransactions are huge for Fortnite. Yeah. They're starting to make money off of the competitive scene. They initially, half of the Fortnite game was going to be a paid content thing where it was like a campaign, multiplayer or whatever. And I don't even know where that's at. I don't keep up with Fortnite. I don't keep up with a lot of these games, but I know they either pushed out or canceled part of it, said it was going to go free to play. They've made so much money off of Fortnite that actually that's part of what launched the Epic Store, which is its own hot button issue right now. But Epic's reinvested a lot of money into the community. They've awarded grants and all kinds of stuff, all kinds of things we do appreciate now have come from Fortnite.
Well, that's good then.
It's its own thing. People don't like it because it's new and they think it's taking developer attention away from other stuff. To a big degree, that's true. If you're an Unreal Tournament fan, Fortnite definitely screwed you over. And that's true of several other games. But
yeah, they shut down production on a bunch of them, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Titanfall definitely took a backseat once Respawn hit it big with Apex Legends. So this is going to be a thing. Blizzard's doing the same thing. People who want this and that from StarCraft and Warcraft and all the other crafts. It's just not going to happen with Overwatch going the way it's going.
Well, yeah.
So
I mean, they're expanding. They just added it was either 4 or 8 new teams this season. So they're expanding. They're worldwide. They're doing the franchising thing. Call of Duty's going to try to follow suit now that champs are over. So yeah, it's all going to head that way. And I think I'm happy. If it's for longevity in a game to be played, then I'm happy because it gets old to see these esport games that stick around for one season and then you're done. I would like to see somebody take form and reach their final form, if you will, in a game, because it's cool. You can have, for example, I followed Halo and Call of Duty for quite some time. And I remember watching one of my favorite teams back in 07, when Modern Warfare 2 was huge. that scene was starting to build up. Modern Warfare 3, they dropped everything in North America. We had to go over to Europe to play, and there was only like maybe 2 American teams at the time that could afford to do so because they had a decent org and YouTube money, or machinima money maybe at that time. I don't remember which, to do so. So like, I don't know. So longevity is a good thing. I understand your Call of Duties every year is similar, but it's also different enough because you see brand new people come out, and then you see a couple, I guess you could call them old heads, even though they're probably like 25 in that scene. Old heads stick around and have like made a really good name for themselves, and you can tell they're probably very in tune with that game. So I don't know. Longevity for the game. Think Counter-Strike is another example. That's great. Keep that around. I want to see. I mean, they've been, how old Counter-Strike now? Jeez.
Oh my God.
15 years probably? I don't know. Like,
yeah, it's
been
probably,
a long
might be pushing
time.
20. Yeah, it's been forever.
That's what I want to see. Good stuff like that. So longevity for a game, developer support going into it, people having a conversation. Yeah, that's good with me. But I guess the franchising is going to help with that. I don't know.
This is where I have to sort of plug the Patreon community, because you probably remember when I was writing on a topic that the Patreon community picked out, because we have a tier where patrons can basically say, here's something I'd like to hear a little more about, and I will go research it, and we'll do a site feature about that topic. Well, one of our patrons, Charlie Cox, wanted us to talk about basically esports and how it was sort of driving the scene now. Like, the game industry is sort of being pushed in different directions very firmly by esports at this point. And so I dug real deep into this. I came to you to talk to you about this because I know you follow this stuff. And I did all kinds of research. And basically where we're at with esports is, for one thing, it has many very positive impacts for everybody. I mean, everybody, including brand new people who weren't involved in gaming before. Like, there are more event organizers now. Top to bottom, like, everything sort of benefits from this. Now, if you're a player pre-existing, like you were a fan of Blizzard and the stuff they were doing before Overwatch, that's a complicated example because Blizzard was involved in esports very early on with like StarCraft and stuff like that. But
absolutely,
just based on the sheer popularity of Overwatch, like, everything else at that studio went to the back burner. Diablo fans are suffering, like StarCraft, all this stuff. People want to see this stuff they're used to, and with the esports stuff around, you might be waiting. Now, high school kids are getting scholarships to college because of esports,
which is great.
Right. There are new programs for, to some degree, disenfranchised youth. I mean, kids who weren't on the wrestling team and didn't have much hope for, going out for football, or their grades were good but not spectacular.
Right.
There are new opportunities, and they're really awesome. But with the sheer amount of like revenue that's changing hands over esports, any studio that gets involved in it, you are not going to see much else from them, because it just takes all of their time and effort. Epic tried to do different. They tried to keep their developers on other projects, and one by one, they basically said, we need all the Unreal Tournament people over here, we need all of this, all that, and soon all their resources are full Fortnite. Like I said, they said at the same time they wouldn't have been able to do the Epic Store when they did. A lot of stuff would have been much different without the Fortnite momentum, but esports is a pretty mixed bag overall.
I would say so. Touch on a couple things. I think, to go back to the college thing, the scholarship thing, I think that's one of the big draws to esports. Yeah. Is essentially at like its purest bare form, everybody can do it. Like, it takes time, and like, obviously you got to get whatever you're playing mechanics and hand-eye down, but like, essentially everybody can do it. And I remember when the term esports started being tossed around, people are like, no way. Or when they put it into the Olympics and you could medal in it for Halo that year, everybody was losing their mind over it, saying you are not the same, blah, blah, blah. Which I'm not here to debate that. But like, I thought it was cool for the scene as a whole, the industry as a whole, to do that, especially Halo at the time. It was kind of on a uncomfortable bed of death. So yeah, I think it's great that there's scholarships out there for that now, and kids to go out and do that now. I think it would be cool to have maybe someday. There's probably some forms of this out there now, but to a lesser extent, I would like it to be as big as like whatever league you fancy, whether that be your MLGs or all the big, I can't think of the Counter-Strike one now. Everybody just hang tight in your chairs at home. Don't hate me. But there's so many leagues out there, so many things you can do. I would like to see the colleges only. I'll say two things. I would like to see it to be like the NCAA, where you have like people look forward to college basketball, people look forward to college football, etc. I would like to see that be a thing for esports, whatever game that may be. However, the biggest change I would like to make is play the damn players. Or pay them, pay the damn players.
Oh, okay.
Because the NCAA, they make all the money right now, and any of those kids playing for them, they are not allowed to take anything sponsored, like none of that. Like free education is all they get, which is a huge piece. Do not get me wrong. Education is not to be undervalued, but like for like $1 billion industry like that, and those kids aren't getting anything, like that's incorrect. They wouldn't have, I guess you could think of it both ways. There wouldn't be a sport without them, but maybe there wouldn't be, vice versa to that. Like there wouldn't be an opportunity for them without the other people. I don't know. I think it's just kind of dirt. It's kind of like the Olympics now, all the money that's made off of that, if you will. I don't know. Side note.
No, it's a good point. And there is now an organization just like the NCAA for esports players at the collegiate level. It's like the National Collegiate Organization of Esports or something like that.
Sure.
And they've got more schools now than you think. This is all part of the research I did, and if I think of it, I'll throw it in the show notes. But
that works.
I'm worried that you're exactly right. I think maybe they're going to have the same problems because they're able to work in scholarships. They're able to work in, this is great career experience. It's stuff that would never fly anywhere else. But I'm thinking it's not going to be the same. I don't know how it's going to work with the prize money or how it's working right now.
Right.
Because, I'm guessing they just have their own competition. It's not the same as where you'd go somewhere else and you're competing for, good God, the amounts of money that go out at these tournaments.
I'm happy to see that. I think it's cool.
Dota specifically.
Oh my gosh. League of Legends and Dota both.
$13 million for you and 6 friends. Like, what?
Well, that Fortnite tournament, the kid was 16 a couple weeks ago. Kid was 16 or 17, I think, that won the whole thing, which you used to have to be 18 to do some of this because when COD Champs came around initially, you had to get like parent waivers. And then after that, they finally said, you got to be 18. So I don't know how the 16 thing works. I don't know. Somebody out there, send an email and write in or something. But he won like first place. I think he walked like take home. I don't know if it was before taxes. It was over 3 million. 16-year-old, 3 million. Dang.
It's making millionaire teenagers, which is an interesting new cultural thing.
Hopefully their parents are involved in their life is what I will say. Not everybody has that luxury. I get it though.
Yeah, it's a fascinating development. And the thing is, these tournaments are beating their own record every single year. And so it's just, when people say esports is exploding, like they're being literal, like these tournaments break world records every single time they happen. And it's like by millions of dollars each time. It's like next year, we're going to have a $10 million prize pool. Next, times 15. And so a lot of people say there's a bubble, like the same way we looked at the .com burst and all that stuff. But to some degree, I think that may be true. But more than that, I think it's just going to shift a little bit. It's just going to ebb and flow. And, maybe eventually there'll be years where, yes, it's only 13 million this year. But at the same time, it does look to me, a relatively unknowledgeable economist or whatever, that it's a pretty sustainable thing because so many people make so much money from this. So, unless there was a cultural change where we just didn't like watching games be played anymore.
Right.
I guess maybe that's possible. I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. I think there's still going to be a business for this because it generates money hand over fist. It's crazy.
It does. And they're going to have to, I could see them coming up with, back when a lot of that started, there wasn't contracts for anybody. It's like, I play for you guys. This org takes care of me. We don't have to worry about this. It's just, you go in, you get paid, you go home, and streaming started becoming a thing. And then that got so big that there's pros that are like, hey, I'm out. I'm going to go do this streaming thing. I can make more money doing that. Sure, I don't get to compete and do all this other stuff. But like, if I do X amount of hours a day, I get paid way more than I would even if I had to work my butt off to get first place, which I see that argument too. And if at the end of the day, that's your happiness and you're willing to do the time, go for it. But there's going to have to be some legal stuff. It's still so in its infancy. I'm sure there already is rather lawyers out there that are going to deal directly with people getting paid, people being like, I guess there's like agents and stuff out there for some of this talent, if you will. I don't know how it works, but I'm sure there's if people are making $13 million off of stuff, somebody's working hard for that. You know what I mean?
One interesting thing that took place recently was Riot themselves, who developed Dota and several other games. They I guess they lobbied for this, a change in tax laws where esports competitors who come into the United States and win a bunch of money, I think there were complications because they weren't being taxed correctly or something. And Riot had to basically go in and say, hey, listen, we are knowledgeable on this. There is a trend that you're going to have to deal with very soon. And you guys aren't putting it together for yourselves. But the result of this was they got laws put in place where people who come in and do this stuff, they're like taxed the same way professional athletes would be. So before that, it was like there wasn't a correct tax code or a applicable tax comparison for them to make to assess these things, and now apparently it's easier in some way. But like you said, it's another side industry where these professional people are coming in and going like, okay, money needs to be managed appropriately. I'm an accountant, I'm a lawyer, I'm an agent,
And you wouldn't want your kid, if it's somebody, I guess, apparently younger than 18 or like even all the way up to like their low mid 20, like kids don't know how to deal with money. And then if you get a ton of it like that, you get people taking advantage of you, promoters or agents or organizations like grassroots leagues that maybe are irresponsible or do some shady business. Like you don't want your kid taken advantage of if that's your kid and you want him owed everything he's, earned or worked for, if you will.
I hate to say I would have had to probably run from my family. They would have devoured me.
Oh, yeah.
I did not grow up around the greatest people.
I hear you.
And, there are some family members I would have loved to help growing up. My grandparents, for sure. There are others who I would have had to basically hide from to this day. To some degree, I do have family members I hide from, and I don't have shit in the grand scheme of things.
Right.
But I was going to say, what this reminds me of is when competitive poker blew up. And
you couldn't play online. It was illegal for a long time, right?
Well, like we had a whole nation of people, and it started with TV shows and stuff. Like when they started the World Poker Tour and World Series of Poker started televising and all this stuff. The whole nation, to some degree, the whole world went, oh my God, this is amazing. There's this new rock star thing you can do where you could make a fortune, become famous, and have all this fun, and you're not punching a clock every day. And so everybody went nuts on this stuff. Now, esports isn't gambling, but if you want to look at it the same way, like there are big financial investments that get involved when you start playing on a team and you want to travel all the time and stuff like this. But people are spending money, they're earning a lot of money. And the thing is, like competitive poker or career poker, whatever you want to say,
sure,
so much money was changing hands and it was so popular and stuff. It's not like that exploded and then receded and just completely went away. Like people still have careers in poker all the time. You can still watch it on TV all the time. So when people say like esports is going to fall on its ass, I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think there's too much of a drive there for it, and too many people like.
It's way more sustainable than poker was.
Oh, I guarantee it.
It's not ruining anyone.
Yeah, it's like less chance, I guess. It's more of a reliable skill, something you can do consistently, like not just, hey, did the cards get dealt to me? Let me do the math. What could be there, etc. I don't know.
Right. You may not make a fortune. You may not be one of those people. I do think esports is going to always heavily, heavily favor like the top, 1 to 5% of players tops. Things are starting to change where they have like, minor leagues and stuff like that where those people can get the attention they need and earn something. But it is always going to be a little bit of a rock star industry. The average person who goes into it won't make much money. However, they didn't gamble their house away.
Yeah.
Maybe they were irresponsible and should have gone out and got a job. You can make that argument.
Sure.
But I don't think that's ever going to make us as a society go, we have to lock this down and put it in its place.
Yes.
Maybe I'm wrong. Politicians love attention. Yeah. And we've already got a guy from Missouri who is attacking stuff like this. Maybe it will. I guess there's a possibility that it will unfairly be sort of torn apart.
I sure hope not. I think there's we've, as like friends and whatever else, have enjoyed just the randomness of getting together and like watching this, whether we're BSing and eating pizza, watching a game, or it's actually a really good series or what have you, just getting together is an excuse at the very least. But like, I don't want that to go away. I think there's too much positive here. I think I don't know if I want to. So like, it is for everybody. It truly can be for everybody. You don't have to be 6'7", have a huge vertical, really fast, throw a ball really far, hit a ball really hard. Like, not using this derogatory, being like discounting anybody, but like you could be in a wheelchair. You could be, I mean, any type of disability or what have you. Like anybody can almost do this, and I think that's such a huge draw. It's so inclusive. Gaming community as a whole is pretty accepting of anybody and everybody that you are, and I think that's fantastic. Who cares?
Right. And
that's what's great about it.
You know, it's interesting. I bet we're not that far from, if it hasn't happened yet, I bet we're pretty close to the first batch of esports competitors using stuff like the Microsoft Adaptive Controller.
Yes.
People with different disabilities, stuff like that, because it's a fantastic time to be included in gaming. You know, if you have any sort of impairment, like it's a good time for you. And we talked about in the last season, one of the more popular things we did was break down all of the things developers can do to make their games more accessible to people with any sort of disability. And that's a wide variety of things, from emotional, PTSD, physical impairments. This is your time, and all we have to do is really make sure that developers are doing the right things to include those people. So I bet we are close to seeing some esports competitors just tear it up, whereas they might not have been able to in the past.
Exactly. I think that's amazing too.
Yeah, it's such an awesome time. Like, that was another thing I researched for an article recently, was a VA hospital, which, I mean, now maybe it's because I'm close to a physician in the family, but I see VA hospitals and they are just very depressing. They're usually not run correctly. They're underfunded. It's a terrible place for patients, staff, physicians, everybody there.
Wait forever to see anybody. Yes.
It's awful. They're always in a terrible area, it seems like. Yeah. But one VA, I think it was in Florida, was partnered with Microsoft to work with people who had PTSD or physical impairments. And they were using the new adaptive controller stuff, which is why I brought that up. But like, these people, the whole thing they're doing is trying to not only get people into stuff that works on their reflexes, their motor skills, but also connect them with an online community. And like in one guy's case, this guy said, I went through a thing where my body had changed because I came back from the Middle East with an impairment, and there was a lot of baggage for me associated with trying to reconnect with my wife, because like I'm not the same person to her. And so that's hard for me to open up to her and her to open up to me. And he said, like, there were times when I would get online and nobody on Xbox Live gives a shit about that.
Right. They just want to play.
They'll talk to you. They'll play games with you. They don't know unless you tell them. If you find people you're going to open up to, he said that, probably helped save my life. And I thought, holy shit, this is stuff that nobody's really going into it going, we're going to make this game and hopefully somebody like that will play it. But the fact that that's happening is incredible. I mean, it's fantastic.
Right. I couldn't agree more. Truthfully, couldn't agree more.
So to see stuff like that is just like, oh.
Yeah, that makes me think we're going in a positive direction overall. And that's why I'm thinking, let's keep this going, whatever it takes. Stuff like that. Sure, you get your little kid talking trash in the background, but then things like that, overwrite that like tenfold. So that's fantastic.
Right. So when I see, fucking Brad from Reddit yelling at John from Respawn or whatever, I could look up names if I wanted to. Yeah. But to see something like that, which is bad and needs to be addressed, it needs to change. But to see people on Twitter like, well, this is why all gamers are bad.
Right. Or this is why
you know better than that. You're saying that, but you know better.
Well, it's silly. It's like the people that you can edit this. People that blame video game violence on terrible, horrific things that happen around the world. Like, come on. Like, stop.
Yeah. No,
cut it out.
Absolutely. That's totally fair content. I mean, you can think what you want about politics and guns and everything else, but like, there are very factual things we can look at if we want to talk about video games causing violence, online gaming, making people aggressive, resulting in anything. Like, studies are done constantly about this stuff. And if you want to open your mouth about it, you need to be correct, because the jury is not out on this. I don't care what Trump thinks or the guy from Missouri thinks. Like, I would have to say this either way. If it turned out the studies said they did cause violence, I would have to go, well, yeah, they cause violence, but they don't. There's no link. The studies are conclusive. They're not being disputed. There are no connections between the things that are being referred to by these political actors. It's just ridiculous.
I agree. Couldn't agree more with that. Such a non-issue to be an issue, to be 100% honest with you. I think it's a hot topic. It's a convenience. We need to justify this somehow. So this is going to be our patsy for that. And I that's lazy. It's
and
bad
I mean, like
politicking.
And I mean, I describe myself as pretty politically independent. I lean different ways on different things, but just to avoid the accusation that I'm like dancing around it, I will directly call the fact that politicians are going, video games are making people violent, so they don't have to talk about guns. That's bullshit.
Right.
Of course,
yeah,
that's
is.
bullshit.
Absolutely.
I would never, and that doesn't impact my stance on either of those things. You can't you can't go, oh my God, we've had terrible violence and must be video games.
Right.
There's no foundation for saying that. There is none.
There's no hard-hitting evidence that's directly correlated with that in any way. There's no way.
I think there's a logical connection that people want to make, like just common sense. Like, well, if someone's playing the game Hatred, or they just never stop playing the latest Doom or whatever.
Sure.
Surely that must have some impact. Yeah, I think it probably does have some impact.
Right.
I don't think it caused a shooting.
I think that it would be a contributing factor, not like a sole reason. So like if, say, a kid that was maybe a little impressionable, a little too young to be playing, say, like a Doom.
Right.
Call it a 10-year-old. I don't know. And that's all he lived for. That's all he wanted to do. That's all he got to do. Nobody really monitored him or checked in on him or like asked him how, any type of normal socializing or some type of guardianship, family interaction, if you will. And that's all that kid did. Yeah, he might be a little, maybe, possibly, not even 100% guaranteed, but possibly off in some ways, and maybe thinks in his 10-year-old brain that's an acceptable way to do. I don't know. Maybe not.
In my head, I tend to go back to the Vegas shooting because and it's not that I want to dwell on this topic, but
sure.
In my head, I go back to it because I was in Vegas and I left like immediately before this started, and I was almost caught up in it. It was right outside the hotel that I was staying in, and so that definitely impacted me deeply. Obviously, I don't have a lot of room to speak because people lost their lives and people lost people that they love, and so that my experience has no comparison. But that guy wasn't a gamer. That guy was a professional gambler.
Right.
So
and had other problems way deeper than just
it was a nightmare.
Anyway, yeah, basically. So yes.
That's man. How do we even get on that?
Yes.
Esports.
Yes.
This is esports' fault. I don't know what happened there. What are you? Before we go, what are you looking forward to playing? I mean, right now we're playing Rocket League like crazy.
Yeah. We started Rocket League, when OHCPlay first started. I dove into Rocket League for the first time. Maybe you had it beforehand and Jimmy had it beforehand, and you're like, this is a great game, we should play it. So $15, sure, there was probably less than that. I got it on sale, but we dove into that, didn't really give it but a month, but it was fun enough, and we've been playing that probably the past, 2-3 months now?
Yeah, we've been going crazy on it, yeah.
Diving into it in the ranked mode and just trying to get better and learning some things. And it has been nothing short of like a casual, fun goofing, but like we're still playing hard. Reminds me of the old days. So I like it a lot. Stuff coming out. I guess we have Gears 5 and Borderlands 3. If you want to edit that out, you can. Borderlands 3 right around the corner.
No.
In early September. So that'll be here before you know it. And Modern Warfare is after that. And then so on down the line, you have that Halo that's coming out supposedly next year, I think.
Yeah. I'm excited about all these things, actually. And it's funny you bring up the Borderlands stuff. For anyone not following me on Twitter, let's blow another 25 minutes. For anyone not following me on Twitter or connected with me on Facebook, the whole Borderlands thing is, last season I talked with Joshua Davidson, who is actively working on the big Borderlands 3 release. He's a senior sound designer. He's a really nice guy. That was a very popular show, which I do not regret in the slightest.
It was fantastic. I really enjoyed the show. I thought the things for the record, like everything he shared was like neat. I didn't
Right.
feel like it was too much or like crossing the line or like giving away secrets or any of that business. That like got me as a gamer of that player of that game. It got me hella excited. Like all the possibilities. That sounds amazing.
I knew it would be, and my big reason for having him on was I had found some writing he did about this topic, and it was years ago. But he wrote about his journey into professional software development, and it was so compelling, and it was full of such great advice. I thought he will be a fantastic guest. Obviously, it helps. He's at a very prominent studio, which is great. I think of Gearbox and I think of their work. They've had news stories of various types that have not been popular, and their management has done unpopular things. That stuff bounces right off me. I don't really care. I had Joshua on. He was great. I consider him a friend now. We talk on Twitter all the time. The thing was that Gearbox was basically squaring off with a YouTuber who picked up my interview after that and ran with it. And it wasn't even really Gearbox, it was 2K, went to war with that guy. And I ended up a little too close to that issue. And I've not heard from anyone. And in fact, I had another guest from Gearbox lined up for season 3. And I told him when I found out about some of the stuff that happened with the YouTuber guy, I told him, I still want to have you on. But I think I've got to change my strategy about how I have people on from major studios before their game launches. Like if they're in the middle of a big AAA development project, it looks bad if I'm angling to get people on the show right before a launch, because basically anything that person says is going to be under heavy scrutiny. And even if we stay completely well behaved, then people are like, well, look at you, you're dancing around this stuff. You're not asking any of the questions we want answered. And I get it. I understand that. So I need to be true to both sides. I don't want to get people in trouble with their own studios.
No, yeah.
So my strategy is expect me to pursue people right after their games come out. That's what I'm doing. That's what I've got lined up for season 3. It won't make sense to talk about it because this is the first show I'm recording, but it's going to be the second show that airs.
Sure.
We will have just heard from somebody, the creator of a game called Exception. His game just went live, and that's perfect for me. Like, right after you do it, come tell me about what you did, because our content is, I want to hear about what you do, why you do it, how you do it. I'm not looking for leaks. I'm not looking for any. I want to be on good terms with studios, or I'm sunk. I can't really do as good a work if nobody trusts me. So
I guess a benefit to that, an added benefit, would be if it had just came out, for example, maybe you had your hands on it for a few minutes and you can go back and forth on things you really like, or, things
exactly.
like that.
Like when I can, I want to be hands-on with people's projects and talk about the stuff I love about it. I'm a developer. I don't want to, I don't want to review anything or anything like that, but I do want to sort of celebrate the cool stuff that's going on. That's my whole game.
I think everybody should be able to appreciate that. If something's cool and worth talking about, then why not? Yeah. Even
more than playing games, I love reading about game development. That's something like growing up, I loved that. Loved reading interviews, hearing interviews, stuff like that. I want to help capture that story. Like that's my whole thing.
That makes sense. If that's your passion. I mean, obviously, from what we're doing right now, that is your passion, and that's what you do. So, like, it only makes sense. And I guarantee, obviously, you're not the only one out there. There's hundreds, thousands, probably even millions of people out there who share the same thing. So why not plug in and take advantage of this resource like this?
Yeah. So we've captured a ton of stuff here, and that's good because we're probably going to edit a few things out.
I figured as much.
So I thought I'll let it run a few minutes, so I got plenty to work with. But plug the YouTube, tell people where they can keep up with you and catch up with OHCPlay stuff, and just tell us everything.
Okay, you can find us on YouTube at OHCPlay. No S, OHCPlay. Look for the big blue Sega letters. Yeah. That is us. If you want to find us on Twitter, you can find us at OHCPlay Official. And we don't do Facebook because why? And
oh, man, it's a waste. I wish I didn't do Facebook.
If we didn't have, truthfully, to go back to the beginning of this, if we didn't have our OHC private group on Facebook, and I could guarantee a way to talk to people just like that on another platform, I would do it. And I would be done with Facebook because I don't care about it, to be honest with you. Like, it's nice. I use Instagram and other things like that a little more just as a casual, hey, look at this cool picture of whatever I'm doing. But yeah, and then if you want to follow us on Twitch, which we don't stream often, but maybe we can fix that every now and then, you should just be able to find us at OHCPlay on Twitch.
Yeah, it won't hurt to throw it on your list, and if it ever pops on, you can check it out.
There you go.
Thank you, Matt. This has been awesome.
I really appreciate you having me on.
And we can put this on both our channels. I don't care.
That's fine by me.
All right, thank you once again to Matt Hill. Check out OHCPlay on YouTube. A lot of funny clips, a lot of fun things to look at. And if you enjoy Game Dev Breakdown, we would love to have you subscribe on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Stitcher, you name it. We are just about everywhere with that podcast now. So if you have a moment, we would love you to rate, review it, share it with a friend. That helps us get the word out, helps us do the things we're doing, and costs you nothing but time. So reach out to us on social media. Let us know how you're enjoying the show and what you're up to. Love hearing from you guys. So that's it for us. Check out show notes at CodeWritePlay.com. Check out our community at Patreon.com/CodeWritePlay. And otherwise, we will be back next week with more fun stuff. So keep playing. We'll check you out later.